We're here with Dennis Quaid, who is the star of the film I Can Only Imagine, based on the song by Mercy Me, which thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Good to be.
First question, you have a very diverse career. You've done all sorts of different films. Why did you choose this film and this role?
It's all based on a script, you know, in the end. I'd never even heard the song,
Really?
I Can Only Imagine, yeah. I was down a very deep hole or something when it
Yeah,
it was out, because it crossed over everywhere, didn't it? But I got the script and the CD. I put the CD aside and read the script because this is what I'm doing here.
Right, it's your job.
And that's how I choose my roles is by reading the script, and I try to read it all the way through right when I get it, and because that's the only time I'm going to be an audience member.
Yeah.
With a first-time experience of it, you know. And I go by the way I feel. You know, if it's comedy, it makes me laugh, and otherwise it's not funny. So, but I can only imagine it hit me so profoundly in the heart and the gut. And it was difficult to read at times because of the character that I play, Arthur, Bart's father, who was an abusive dad, and Bart's childhood into his teen years. And, you know, those things are hard to play. Arthur was not a person who liked himself very much.
Right. It's a rough character. Right. Then after you read the script, did you then put the CD in and listen to the song?
Yeah. And, you know, the song, I really love it, of course. Who doesn't? But it's for me, it grows on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hear a song and you hear it, then you go back and listen again, you hear the words. And it's you know, in the end, it hits you in a place where you have no words. That's the beautiful thing about the song. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the movie as well.
And that's, I think, the story for a lot of people hearing this song and then seeing the story behind it, because no one really knew what the story was when this whole thing was getting huge, which now you've gotten to know Mercy Me, the band, Bart Millard in real life. You actually performed with them a couple nights ago, correct?
Yeah, down in Dallas.
Yeah, because you are a musician as well.
Yeah.
Are you a better singer or is Bart?
Oh, I think that that's kind of not a contest.
You, right?
Well, he's, yeah, Bart. He's got an incredible voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
And, but Bart was also on the set.
Oh, really?
In fact, yeah, the first time I walked, my first day of shooting, I walk in the back door of the house we were shooting in, and there's Bart, you know, and he's looking at the monitor. So he's watching his life story unfold right there. And there's a lot of things that, you know, they're hard to read, hard to watch sometimes, and very hard to do. And there's Bart right there. He was brave enough to tell the story to begin with.
Yeah.
And so we all wanted to get it right for him and Arthur.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is, as you mentioned, Arthur's a really rough character. It's hard to watch at times. Did you talk to Bart at all about his experience with his dad? Was there somewhere else that you pulled inspiration?
That's where I got my character from, of Arthur, is I sat Bart down.
Really?
When I first got there, and I said, had him tell me the story.
Yeah.
You know? It wasn't the words that he said or any of the stories that were not in the script. It was just, I just watched him and watched his face while he, you know, told the story, sort of like turning the sound down on the TV.
Yeah.
And you just feel him, you know, and from that is where I got
kind of the story
good and the bad.
The good and the bad.
The ugly.
Because there's a lot of ugly before it gets good at all, for sure. Now, is this harder or easier to play than your normal, likable, fun guy?
I think that's another question that's easy to answer, because certainly Parent Trap Dad is a lot easier to play. Right. With this, you're just gonna, you know, be charming, basically.
Yeah.
And this is real stuff and difficult stuff that we're talking about. And, you know, I don't care you know, how good a script is or whatever. We come to work every day, and myself and Jay Michael, who is so fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Which for not having any other acting credits?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And John and Andy Irwin, the directors, who really got this thing together. You know, we'd be in this space in this room, we'd have to create something out of nothing, really, because you have to go there emotionally.
Go to a dark place.
Very dark place. And but in between takes, you just drop it like a hot potato. you gotta have some, you know, have the witness back here because it's too much. And you know, you gotta have your critical faculties about you.
Right. Take a little break
from
from nostrils flaring and being in his face. Now you have kids about the same age as young Bart in the film, correct?
Yeah, I have twins that are boy-girl twins.
Okay. Do you think you'll let them watch?
They already did. They saw it a year ago.
What'd they think?
Yeah, Andy brought a rough version over to the house and put it in. And it had been like 6 months since we shot it, and they're in the movie. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, they're the scene where I keel over at the diner. Mm-hmm. You know, when before he's taken to the hospital. My kids are in the back. She's the one that's pointing, and so it was anyway.
That's really cool.
Yeah, somebody put it into so we watch it there in my bedroom in L.A. and then it hit me. I remembered it. Oh, you know, not only is this some things hard to watch, but they're watching their dad. You know, be an abusive father like this, and it was just kind of, you know, I had some trepidation, but they watched the film and just didn't say anything really. But they, at the end, they loved it. They thought it was a story about love, about the power of love, you know, and God's love.
And loving the unlovable sometimes, for sure.
Exactly.
So we're going to play a quick little game. You're going to tell me if this person is in the movie or not in the movie. Okay. Number one.
In the movie.
Yes. Fantastic plays Bart in the movie.
In the movie.
Number two.
In the movie.
Yes. Trace Atkins plays the manager. Fantastic.
That's right. Wow.
It's a lot to take in.
No.
He is.
Yes, he is in the movie. Wait a minute, that's the DJ.
But barely, yes. This is the DJ. He plays the DJ at the end.
That's him. I realize.
Plays the song.
I see that soul spot he's got going on.
He doesn't have the glasses.
Very distinct.
It's not the word I would use. But I'm going to give you a couple scenarios. You're going to tell me if this is longer or shorter than Wally's role in the film. Last year's solar eclipse, longer or shorter?
It was definitely longer.
Yep, much longer. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, a lot longer.
Yeah.
Major league pitching change on average.
Well, that's the pitching change is longer.
Yep, absolutely longer. On average, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The length of the Wright brothers' first flight.
That was longer. That was, I think it was like 12 seconds.
Absolutely longer, yes. And finally, the length of time a bull rider has to stay on the bull.
That's 8 seconds, and that is longer too.
Congratulations, you were absolutely best in the game.
Wow, you did a really good job in the short amount of time.
You don't have to say that. We have not been saying that to him.
Indelible.
Do you think it's right that he's been giving himself top billing, introducing Dennis Quaid?
Well, doesn't everybody in life give themselves top billing?
He does every day, for sure.